Hey, Judy Collins, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for taking me on your show, Jake.
It's so great to speak to you today. You're coming to London at the Union Chapel on Monday, December 1st, this Monday. How are you feeling ahead of that?
Oh, I feel great. I love the Union Chapel. I've sung there a few times, and it's a perfect place. It's a perfect hall. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing my English audience soon.
What do you love about performing in the UK?
Oh, I love it. I started coming to the UK to sing in 1965, before you were born. And I was touring with Tom somebody. Oh, I forget. Anyway, I was touring with a wonderful singer, and I had a great time. And every time I go there, I've had a great time. So England is I'm half English and half Irish, so one of them doesn't talk to the other sometimes. Anyway, I love being there, and I'm very excited about the show.
Well, you've charted in the UK over the years really well, haven't you?
I have. The first big chart, I think, was Both Sides Now. And then, of course, Send in the Clowns was up for 70 weeks or something. It was crazy. The same thing with Both Sides Now. It hit the ground running, as they say, and didn't give up.
Yeah. Or what do you love about touring in general? What gets you on stage?
Well, I love what I do. I've been doing it for 65 years now, 60, maybe 66 years. And I love it. A lot of people don't like to travel, but I love flying. I love driving. I love airports. I love being at a, at a an outdoor shed, an outdoor concert, or one of these wonderful uh, facilities that we have so many of them in this country, and you have them all over the UK. So I'm always happy to be in a great hall, singing and having fun with the audience.
Well, I'm from the Isle of Wight, and I know you played the Isle of Wight Festival a few years ago
Yes,
now.
I have. I finally played it. I didn't play it in the old days. I don't know why, but how is it going in the Isle of Wight? Is everything okay there?
Yeah, the festival's still running like that.
Oh,
It's
good.
amazing. Yeah, yeah.
I hope I'll get there next year.
Oh, we'd love to have you back, I'm sure. There's a massive folk scene. And I mean, the UK has always loved folk music. You've worked with so many people, including Leonard Cohen, and I wondered if you had any particular memories about him. I'm a big Leonard Cohen fan.
Well, it was very interesting because I got to know his old friend whose her name was, I forget what her name was. I'll think of it in a minute. And she was his best friend growing up in Canada, and they went to McGill together. And and I got to be friends. She came to New York and she started working for um, Al Grossman, who was Bob Dylan's manager later on, and I think you've probably seen the movie. He doesn't look like that. Al Grossman didn't look like the person in the movie, but never mind. So she and I became friends in New York in 1963, and she was working, as I said, for Al Grossman and Warner Music. And she and I would talk about Leonard at dinner, but I didn't know him and I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know whether he was a poet or whatever. So she told me that her friends in Canada were very disappointed in Leonard because he wasn't going anywhere. And I said to her, "Well, that's too bad." And then she called me two years late in 1966. She called me up and she said, "Leonard wants to come and see you." And I said, "Oh," because I had asked her if his poetry was obscure, and she said yes. So I asked her if his songs were obscure, and she said, "Oh, yes, they are." So she said, "He wants to come and see you." So he came to see me, and I looked out the door and I saw him, and I thought, well, I don't care if he can't write songs. We'll think of something. And then he came in and he said, I can't sing, I can't play the guitar, and I don't know if this is a song. And then he sang, Suzanne takes you down to her place by the river. So I just flipped out. And of course, I said to him, that is a song, and I'm going to record it tomorrow, which I did. But later on, when it was a big hit, and it was just an incredible hit here. And he said to me, now you've made me famous. And I said, is that okay? And he said, well, yes and no. I want you, all of you people, to be singing my songs. And I said, well, I'm sure I will, which I did have done, of course. But then he said, but I don't understand why you are not writing your own songs. This was 66. I had never written a song. I started my um, my career with Elektra Records started in 61, and I had started performing professionally in 59, and I had been singing with a guitar since 56, I guess, or 7. But I had never written a song. I had done performances of other songs, and I'd recorded a lot of other people's songs. So when he asked me that, I just went into the other room and sat down at my Steinway and wrote a song called Since You've Asked. And Leonard and were very good friends, and I adored him. He was a fantastic friend.
And one of my favorite bands is Fairport Convention, and some of the members have done the show as well. But of course, you recorded "Who Knows Where the Time Goes" by the late great Sandy Denny.
Yes, I did. What is this singer, the other singer in the Fairport Convention, the guy?
Um, they had a few: Simon Nicol, Ian Matthews, Richard Thompson. Yeah,
Richard
yeah, yeah.
Thompson. I'm going to be touring with Richard again next year, but I've toured with him. I've been doing shows with him. I'm not sure if we were in England together, but we've done shows here in the States. Anyway, he's wonderful. Richard Thompson, great, great, great artist. And of course, Sandy Denny. And I came upon that song because I was recording an album um, which was called, um,
The album was "Who Knows Where the Time Goes," wasn't it?
was Who Knows Where the Time Goes,
Yeah.
of course. And it was in 1968. And I was finished with the album. I had done a lot of songs, including one of mine. And we were done. We were closing shop. And that afternoon, a fellow on a motorcycle roared up to Elektra Records in California, in Los Angeles, and he ran into the office and he threw this tape down on the office. And he said, on the table in the office, and he said, you have to record this song. It's a song by Sandy Denny. She just recorded it. You have to record. So we put it on, and everybody came back, and we recorded it that night. And of course, Stephen was playing on it, and it was a great band. James Burton and one of the pedal steel players, just wonderful players, were on that session, and Stephen Stills. So we called it, of course, whatever the name of that song is.
"Who Knows Where the Time Goes." Yeah.
Who knows where the time goes? And of course, it was a huge hit. Actually, we've been doing the album in its entirety with orchestras last year and the year before. We've done it, and people just go crazy for it. They love the songs, and I've sung it for many, many years. I got very friendly with Sandy over here and over there, and we went pubbing together, and we had a great time. She came over here to the States. I have a little um, glass flower arrangement that she gave me. I have it in my studio where I will always keep my eye on it. She was a spectacular person and great fun, and what a writer. What
Oh,
a
yeah. It's always great to hear about her. Yeah. Jump forward 10 years and you appeared on the Muppet Show. What was it like being on the Muppet Show?
Well, I love the Muppet Show. I'm a New Yorker, so when the Muppets started appearing on Sesame Street, in the early 70s, the producers uh, called me up and I did over the course of a couple of years, I did we called them we I had 4 different sessions there and I had 16 different vignettes with different Muppets and I got to know Jim, of course. He was spectacular person, filled with ideas. There's a movie out about him called The Idea Man, which I saw on a plane not too long ago, coming back from LA, I think. He was just he was just, the cat's pajamas. And he called me up in 1977 in May and he said, I'd like you to come to England and sing on the Muppet Show because I sold it to Lord Lugrade. There's a lot of history about that. He tried to sell it here in America, and then all these idiots running the film companies uh, just passed it up, which was crazy. Then he found Lord Lugrade in England. So he said, well, if you can, I was sick with a flu, so I couldn't go then. But he said, well, come over in October, which I did. And that's how we did Send in the Clowns, and we did there was an old woman who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. I guess she'll die. We had the best time. I mean, when I worked with the Muppets from the early years of 75, 74, 73, I felt that when I was with them, I was with very special people and I respected their personhood, I guess you would call it. I mean, I didn't treat them as toys or Muppets or, figures that didn't have a life. They were live to me. And I just had a ball with them always. So I was honored to be on the Muppet Show. And it turned out that my friend who photographed my 1960 seven record, which was In My Life, I think it was called. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he also photographed the one with the sunflowers on it. And he also directed that Muppet movie, which is kind of funny. He was a wonderful guy, one of my very close friends. So all of that happened in 1977 in October. And it really was life-saving because I had had some trouble and I had to have a surgery on my throat. Not fun for a singer. And everything worked out fine. But the fact is that I got through the Muppet Show without any problems. And I think it was because they must have had a mutual blessing upon me. They said, she's going to make it through. She'll be fine.
Oh, fabulous. Well, I mean, you started at the point when folk music was so big around the world. As you mentioned, the Isle of Wight Festival was so significant, and that was the other side of the world. Do you feel folk music it's increasing in popularity now. Do you think it will reach a point where where it's as popular as it was in the 60s?
I think it takes over from here. And I do think that movie helped a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
The Complete Unknown, I think it was called. And I think that the music, Dylan, of course, when he started, I knew him in 1959 when his name was Robert Zimmerman, and we had some time together before he changed his name. And I recorded I think the first 3 songs that he wrote. Masters of War and Fare Thee Well, My Own True Love. That's a beautiful song. And also, while riding on a train going, I fell asleep for to take my rest. Actually, the melody is by an English writer. It was called Lady Franklin's Lament, and Dylan took the melody and rewrote it in his own manner. But when he hit the scene, there is nothing like his writing. There was nobody who wrote like him, and he changed everything because people were dying to find a way to write songs which could be competitive in a way. It brought the best out of everybody. And those songs, there was nothing like him. He said in what was it called? The first book that he wrote about his life. Uh, and he said that when it started in 1971, I mean 1961, it went on for 10 years to 72, I think. And he said, I don't know how it started, and I don't know why it stopped. He said, I'll never know because when the when the blessings of whoever they are out there, your guru or your angel starts giving you these songs, you take them, and you do them and you write them, and then you don't know where they came from. He doesn't know. And I respect him so much for saying that because we don't know. We don't know where the gods come to help us. But I must say that after I wrote the song, Since You've Asked, when Leonard said, Why aren't you writing your own songs? I've never stopped writing. And I'm sure that Leonard had something to do with that.
Oh, fair enough. I'll start to wrap up now, but what's coming up for you going into next year? What's the plan? Is there a new album on the way?
Oh, yes, there's always a new album coming out, and it's very exciting. It's an album of duets with a lot of interesting people, and I will finish it up in a couple of months, and we'll get it done and get it out in 2026. So that will be exciting, and we'll have a big tour with the singer from
With
the
Richard Thompson.
yeah, Richard.
Yeah.
Richard will be on the tour with me. He's doing 10 dates with me. And some other Jewel will be on my tour. And a lot of other people will come on and I think do a turn.
Well, you can get your tickets to see Judy Collins at the Union Chapel in London. Thank you so much for joining me, Judy.
Thank you so much, Jake. I appreciate it and have a good day, all right? And happy Thanksgiving. Do you have that in England?
I forgot it's Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.